All right, this is part two. I'm just gonna make some short, but I guess I got my camera only allows me to do 10 minutes at a time for these YouTube posts. But what I was saying was, what you're gonna see, all of these buildings they're going up, but they're going to be less than 50% occupied. They've got buildings that they finished 5 years ago that don't have 100% occupancy in them. But it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come. They're not really gonna come, but the idea is if you build it, if you increase the supply. Because this is what they're not doing it for Americans, man. They're doing it for foreigners. Once the dollar collapses, all of these apartments will be available to foreigners for a swan song. All right? All right? Once these $3,000 rents and your dollar collapses, now the $3,000 winds up being, they want $60,000. Once you adjust for inflation and the worthlessness of the dollar, these people might want $60,000 a month for rent. All right? But compared to some other foreign currency, they're gonna come in and start buying up apartments. They're gonna do it in New York, and the problem I'm having with that is you already see it in Boston, where people, the municipal employees and civil servants, they can't even afford to live in a city. There's nothing to aspire to. How are you going to get people to work for the government if they can't even afford to live in there? It's going to be like when you watch Total Recall, where they're commuting you take a commuter train from the other side of the planet to get to your job as a minion. Right? Now, another issue is what I was talking about before. A lot of women, they're sacrificing their desire to be mothers because they would rather have material possessions. I heard a woman say that in the forum maybe a year or two ago. She had wrote it in the third person, so you wouldn't know that it was her. And then she had actually congratulated herself and thought that, why, she's bold and she's strong and she's bold for believing the way that she does. I'm like, that woman sounds like a coward to me. She sounds like what she really wanted to do is she regrets having children just so she could utilize the time better, in quotations, to make money. And I'm like, man, and pretty much that's the state of things as they are today. People would rather give up all of that stuff so they can make money. And then when you get old, you got your money. And then not even that you got your money, you have your things. You have your things. You have your $900 Manolo Blahnik shoes. You got your $1,000 Cartier purse. You got your Fendi clutch and your Vera Wang dress or whatever. It's perverted. So I was on a forum, and one of the women in the forum was pregnant, and she had said, well, she was waiting till she had started the show, and she's at the 20th week mark, and she went to go tell her boss, her female boss, that she was pregnant, and her boss was dismayed and disconcerted. You're not going to keep it, are you? Why would you do something like that? You see? That woman's got a perverted state of mind. She wants to devote herself to her career, which is great for her. But it's audacious of you to impose what you want to do on the other women as though they committed an error. You're not going to keep it, are you? You see, and this is another video I got to make about abortion and the whole sentiment and the mind and the state of mind with respect to people and abortion. Since when are you it? Right? This is one of the reasons why a lot of people got fucked up relationships. When you go in a relationship considering another person to be an it, what can it do for me? And if you don't think that to the child that's growing inside your womb is an it, then what do you think about the relationship? He has to put me where I want to be. Look, man, we're at the ultimate levels of narcissism here, right? That woman that was getting berated by her boss. Well, her boss doesn't have a man. I could put money on her boss doesn't have a man, because no man is actually living up to what she thinks that she wants. No man is living up to what she thinks that she deserves for herself. So I'm just going to wait. I've got standards. I've got standards. Well, I'm going to tell you right now. Fuck you and your standards. And I'm not saying it from a personal point of view. I'm just saying you will be old with standards. All right? That's the way to work. Time waits for no one, especially women. Time ain't waiting for your ass. And if you are an unbearable, cantankerous woman, you can forget it. You can forget it. I'm telling you, right now, forget it. All right, that woman that's 20 weeks pregnant right now, and she was feeling she was really feeling enthused about what she was doing until her boss, you know, I didn't get the chance to talk to her at the time, but I wanted to tell her, because this is just from yesterday. I wanted to tell her. So what would your boss recommend? All right, and even still, why are you listening to your boss? Just like I keep telling some of you people, man, you people got to make new friends. And if the friends you've got are not supportive of you, then you need to cut them people loose. All right? You'd be better off buying a friend than you would be hanging with some of these people. You know? So, you know, I'm just saying to some of you guys got to get it together. You know? And, you know, see the mother and daughter teen walking down the street with the mother all busted. Daughter look good, but the daughter about 15 or something. So, a couple years, she gonna look like the mother, because people eat wrong. I'll be in the slop out the slop house, and be getting all sloppy and shit, then wonder why she do. He won't accept me as I am. Because ain't nobody want no big sloppy ass woman. I mean, when I'm saying to use not French, you know. But anyway, I wanted to do this video in the car, but it's quite humid out here, so the rain is just pretty much a trickle and a drizzle, and you know, we need a time to go to the other post office, see if I got any packages over there. But anyway, I was saying that there is no need for you to come to New York, and at $3,000 a month for some of the average rent that they're saying, a lot of people are not going to be able to cut it. You're going to be working just to be here, and you will not be living you will not have any standard of life because you won't have enough time to do anything, to enjoy it. So I think, look, man, the internet age is upon us. Why can't you do what you need to do from Cleveland? Why can't you do what you need to do from Philadelphia? Now, I'm not saying that you don't have to come at all. I think that you should be in a big city and revitalize some of these larger cities. But you're going to have to go there with the intention that, you know, you're going to start your own business, because if you're not going to start your own business, then, you know, only a select percentage of people will be getting government jobs with the city, the state, the county, or at the federal level. And, you know, I mean, the best way you can actually, you know, determine your own future is if you create it yourself. And I just think small business. I mean, look, you guys got to figure out what you like to do. If bakery, if you like to do a George Jefferson thing and open up a laundromat, dry cleaner, there's nothing wrong with that. People need clean clothes. If you want to be bakery and have sell baguettes and croissants and donuts, you know, and you know, cakes and whatnot, no problem. But you guys just got to figure out what you want to do, because this whole thing, especially when the kids getting out of school, I'm sorry to say, most of that was worthless. You basically go in there just so you can learn how to write. You know, you go there, you learn how to write, you learn how to read, and then you try to turn that into something. But other than that, you know, I'm just saying, you know, other than that, you're just coming out with a lot of debt that's handicapping you is what it's doing. It's preventing you from doing the things that you'd like to do. Because now you've got to pay back that debt. So all these people up there in Schenectady that are relying on these young people to buy their house, it's another video I got to make after this one. If you're relying on someone to buy your house, who's going to buy your house if the kid doesn't have any disposable income? He doesn't have any income after his debt management. All right? Guy comes out of school, he comes out of Union College, and he's got $40,000 in student loan debt. I got to tell you, man, he's not buying your house in Scotia Glenville. All right? He's not buying that house in Rotterdam. There's no way that he can do that. All right? So you, as a senior citizen, you need to ask yourself, how much is my house worth if I can't liquidate it in the open market? You know, the bank and the county will tell you it's worth $500,000. But the young person, once you do their debt to income, you find out that they can't buy a house that costs more than $17,000, $20,000, $23,000, $24,000, $40,000. So that means your house is worth only $40,000 on the open market, because that's all you can liquidate it for to an interested party. Something to consider. I'll be back with more in a minute, but let me move my location and see if I can make my way to the other post office in the next 10 minutes.